Why is it that the things we can have anytime, we often value the least? The air we breathe, the water from the tap, the sun in the sky. Their constant availability masks their immense value. This same paradoxical law governs human attraction, and understanding it is the first step to reclaiming your power. Stop being too available to women. Stoicism, compiled and published by Stoic Power. Lesson 1. The cost of overavailability. Imagine a rare gem, sought after by kings and collectors, its value derived not just from its beauty, but from its scarcity. Now, imagine that same gem became as common as sand, available in every shop, on every corner. Its perceived value would plummet, even though its intrinsic nature remains unchanged. This is the first lesson in the economics of human dynamics, and it applies directly to your presence in other people's lives. Many of us, in our eagerness to connect, find ourselves in a painful inner conflict. We want to be liked, to be chosen, so we make ourselves constantly available. We answer texts instantly, we drop our plans at a moment's notice, we offer our time and attention with no friction, believing this constant presence is a sign of our affection and commitment. The problem with this approach is that it has the opposite of the intended effect. Chronic overavailability does not communicate high value. It communicates a lack of self-generated purpose and importance. When your time is always free, it suggests you have nothing else significant going on in your own life. This constant presence, much like the common gem, inadvertently lowers your perceived value and makes you predictable and unexciting. This is the high cost of being too available. The transformative solution, inspired by Stoic wisdom, is to understand that your time and attention are your most precious, non-renewable resources. You must learn to treat them as such, not by playing games, but by genuinely filling your life with purpose and meaning. The core idea is not about feigning scarcity, but about creating genuine, authentic scarcity, because your life is genuinely full. The Stoics taught that a well-lived life is one focused on virtue and purpose. A man on his own mission is, by definition, less available, and this natural scarcity is a byproduct of his high-value life, not a manufactured tactic. To begin correcting the habit of overavailability, you must take control of your own schedule and purpose. The first actionable step is to define your mission. Dedicate time to a project, a skill, or a goal that is deeply meaningful to you alone. This is now the primary occupant of your time. The second step is to introduce a deliberate delay in your communications. Do not feel obligated to respond to every message instantly. Give yourself permission to live your life and respond when you are genuinely free. The third step is to prioritize your own plans. Stop canceling your commitments to your goals or your own well-being for the tentative possibility of someone else's company. The benefits of this shift are profound. You will regain a massive amount of time and energy to invest in your own growth. You will also notice a change in how others perceive you. Your time will be seen as more valuable, and your presence will become a welcome event rather than a constant background noise. Your call to action is to schedule one non-negotiable block of purpose time for yourself every day for the next week. This is your time. Guard it fiercely. Understanding the cost of overavailability is the first step. But to truly motivate a change, we must look at the direct and often painful consequence of this behavior, the rapid erosion of respect. Now, we will explore why women lose respect fast for the man who is always there. If you're ready to reclaim the value of your time, please like this video and subscribe to Stoic Power. Lesson 2. Why women lose respect fast. Picture a king who, instead of ruling with quiet authority from his throne, constantly runs into the courtyard to ask his subjects if they approve of his decrees, if they like his crown, if they still think he is a good king. He may be a good man, but he would quickly lose the respect of his people, because he has abandoned the posture of a leader for that of a pleaser. This is the fate of the man who makes himself too available. We often experience a deep inner conflict where our desire for connection leads us to a behavior pattern that ultimately destroys the very respect needed for that connection to flourish. We believe that by being constantly attentive and agreeable, we are showing we care, But the message that is often received is one of neediness and a lack of self-respect. The problem is that respect is a cornerstone of all forms of attraction, and it is often built on a foundation of strength and independence. When a man is too available, he inadvertently signals that he has no strong purpose or internal compass of his own. His world seems to revolve around her, which puts an immense and unattractive pressure on her to be the sole source of his happiness and validation. This dependency, this lack of a strong, independent center, is what causes respect to erode so quickly. The transformative solution is not to become aloof or uncaring, but to cultivate a powerful sense of self-respect by demonstrating that your life has a mission and a purpose that is separate from her. The core idea is that a high-value man's life is a fascinating world that he invites a woman into, not an empty apartment he hopes she will furnish. A woman respects a man who respects himself, and a man who respects himself respects his own time and purpose above all else. His unavailability is not a tactic. It is a natural consequence of him being dedicated to his own path, a path that was there long before she arrived and will continue long after she might leave. This stability is the bedrock of respect. To begin building this respectful distance, you must take tangible action. The first step is to speak passionately and knowledgeably about your own goals and interests. Show her through conversation that you have a rich inner world and a mission you are committed to. The second step is to maintain your own friendships and hobbies. Do not abandon the other pillars of your life in the pursuit of a new relationship. The third step is to be willing to disagree respectfully. A man who constantly agrees out of fear of conflict signals that he has no strong beliefs of his own, which is a significant sign of weakness. The benefits of this approach are a complete shift in dynamics. When she sees that you have a full and purposeful life, she will not only respect you more, but she will feel a desire to become a part of that exciting world. Your time together becomes more precious because it is clear you have other important things to do. Your call to action is to identify one of your passions or goals that you have been neglecting. This week, invest 3 hours into that activity. Reconnect with your own purpose and feel the self-respect that comes from it. Losing respect is a passive process born from overavailability. But what if you could take active control? What if you could use your absence strategically and with purpose to build intrigue and attraction? This is the next powerful lesson. We invite you to share one of your passions in the comments below to inspire our community. Lesson 3. The power of strategic absence. Consider the moon in the night sky. Its captivating power and mystery do not come from it being a constant, unchanging orb. Its power comes from its phases. The sliver of a crescent moon makes us appreciate the brilliance of the full moon even more. Its periods of absence and partial presence are what create the drama, the intrigue, and the romance. It is the withdrawal that makes the return so potent. This is the power of strategic absence. So many men, however, live in an inner conflict where they fear absence above all else. We operate under the mistaken belief that if we are not constantly present, constantly reminding her of our existence, we will be forgotten. We think out of sight, out of mind is a law we must fight against at all costs. This fear of being forgotten leads to the problem of smothering the very spark you wish to fan into a flame. Constant contact, endless texting, and a perpetual presence leave no room for mystery, no space for longing, and no opportunity for her to wonder about you. You become a known quantity, a solved puzzle, and the excitement quickly fades. The transformative solution is to embrace the wisdom of the moon and learn the habit of strategic absence. This is not about manipulative games, but about understanding the natural rhythm of attraction and giving it the space it needs to breathe and grow. The core idea is rooted in a simple psychological principle. People value what they have to invest effort in and what they fear they might lose. When you are always there is no investment required and no fear of loss. By strategically creating space, you allow her mental and emotional energy to flow toward you. She begins to think about you, to wonder what you are doing, and to anticipate your next interaction. This is the gentle art of letting attraction build in your absence. To master this habit, you must be confident and disciplined. The first actionable step is to be the one to end positive interactions first. End the phone call while the conversation is still fun. End the date while you are both still having a great time. Leave her wanting more. The second step is to have periods of no contact. After a great date, do not text her immediately. Give it a day or two. Let the positive memory marinate and build in her mind. The third step is to be genuinely busy with your own life's purpose, as we have discussed. Your absence is not a trick. It is a reality because you are building your empire. The benefits of this practice are a dramatic increase in intrigue and desire. You are no longer just another guy. You are a man with a mysterious and compelling life of his own. This creates a powerful dynamic where she begins to look forward to your presence with genuine excitement. Your call to action is simple but powerful. After your next positive interaction with a woman, make a conscious choice to be the one who ends it, and then give it at least 24 hours before you initiate the next contact. Observe the effect this space has on the dynamic. Strategic absence creates the space for attraction to grow. But what fills that space? What determines whether that attraction is healthy and strong? It is the emotional state of the man himself. This leads us to the crucial role of emotional control. Now we will explore how your inner calm builds outer attraction. Please take a moment to subscribe to Stoic Power to master these powerful dynamics. Lesson 4. Emotional control builds attraction. Imagine a deep, powerful river. Its immense strength does not come from it being a chaotic, violent flood that spills its banks and destroys everything in its path. Its true power is in its steady, controlled, and relentless flow. It is calm on the surface but possesses an unstoppable force in its depths. This is the nature of a man with emotional control. This is a source of immense attraction. Many men, however, live in a state of inner conflict where their emotions are more like that chaotic flood. A small bit of uncertainty or a perceived slight can cause them to spill over with jealousy, insecurity, or anger. They wear their turbulent emotions on their sleeve, hoping that this raw display will be seen as passionate and authentic. The problem with this lack of emotional control is that it signals instability and weakness. An emotional flood is dangerous and unpredictable. A woman will not feel safe building a connection with a man whose inner state is so volatile. While she may appreciate passion, she will not respect or be attracted to a man who is a slave to his passions. She cannot trust him to be a steady, reliable force in her life. The transformative solution is the Stoic habit of becoming the deep, calm river. It is the practice of feeling your emotions fully, but mastering your expression of them, choosing to act from a place of reason and strength rather than emotional reactivity. This core idea is central to Stoicism. You are not your emotions. You are the rational mind that observes and directs them. A high-value man is not a man without emotions. He is a man who is not controlled by his emotions. He has done the inner work to ensure that his rational mind is always on the throne. This self-possession, this calm strength, is one of the most powerful and attractive masculine qualities. To cultivate this emotional mastery, you must become the calm engineer of your own inner world. The first actionable step is to practice the Stoic pause we have discussed before. When you feel a strong negative emotion, create a space before you speak or act. The second step is to analyze the judgment behind the emotion. Is your jealousy based on fact or on insecure speculation? Is your anger a rational response or an ego-driven one? The third step is to choose a response that demonstrates strength and control. Instead of an angry accusation, you might choose a calm, direct question. Instead of a needy plea, you might choose a dignified silence. The benefits of this habit are a massive increase in both your self-respect and her attraction. You become a source of calm and stability, a man she feels safe with and can look up to. Your emotional control communicates that you are capable of handling not just your own world, but the pressures of the world at large. Your motivational practice is to identify one emotion that you often react to impulsively, e.g., jealousy, frustration. For the next week, your sole mission is to notice every time that emotion arises and to insert a 10-second pause before you say or do anything. Just 10 seconds. This is how you begin to build your dam. When you have mastered your emotions, you fundamentally change the dynamic of any interaction. You are no longer reacting to her. You are acting based on your own principles. This naturally leads to a powerful shift, which is the focus of our next lesson. It is time to let her chase, not you. If you are committed to becoming the calm river, like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Lesson 5. Let her chase, not you. Picture a lighthouse standing tall and resolute on a rocky coast. It does not chase after ships, begging them to come to its shore. It does not worry about the ships that choose another path. Its sole purpose is to stand firm, to be a solid and reliable structure, and to shine its powerful light out into the darkness. By fulfilling its own purpose with unwavering consistency, the ships that need its guidance naturally navigate toward it. This is the ultimate posture of the high-value man. He lets her chase, not him. So many men, however, are caught in an inner conflict where they believe attraction is something you must actively and aggressively pursue. They adopt the mindset of a hunter, believing they must chase, trap, and capture the object of their affection. The problem with the hunter mindset is that no one wants to be prey. A constant, forward-moving pursuit creates pressure, resistance, and a desire to escape. When you are the one always initiating contact, always pushing the interaction forward, and always doing the work, you are communicating that you are more invested than she is. This imbalance is the very definition of the chase, and it places you in a position of lower value and power. The transformative solution is to abandon the hunter mindset and adopt the posture of the lighthouse. It is the Stoic habit of focusing 100% of your energy on building your own solid foundation and shining your own light, creating a powerful, attractive force that naturally draws others to you. The core idea is a profound paradigm shift. You must stop focusing on getting the woman and start focusing on becoming the man that women want. A man of purpose, a man with a mission, a man who has his life handled. This is the lighthouse. His attractive energy is a byproduct of his own self-mastery and his commitment to his own path. The chase, therefore, becomes a natural and voluntary movement toward him, not a frantic pursuit by him. To become the lighthouse, your actions must change. The first step is to make your purpose your priority. Your primary focus each day should be on your work, your health, your growth. This is the foundation of your lighthouse. The second step is to practice the principle of reciprocation. Match her level of investment and energy. If she is not initiating contact, pull back and focus on your purpose until she does. The third step is to create opportunities for her to invest in you. Let her suggest the next date. Let her be the one to text first sometimes. Create a space for her to move toward you. The benefits of this shift are monumental. You will feel a massive increase in your own sense of power and self-respect. You will eliminate the anxiety and frustration of the chase, and you will create a far more stable and exciting dynamic where both parties are actively moving toward each other, creating a powerful mutual attraction. Your call to action is to take a chase audit. Look at your most recent interactions. Have you been initiating more than 80% of the contact? If so, for the next week, your mission is to do nothing. Step back, focus on your purpose, and allow the dynamic to rebalance. To be the lighthouse, you must have a solid foundation. You must be able to protect your time, your energy, and your purpose from the outside world. This requires the establishment of clear, strong boundaries. We will now explore how boundaries are the ultimate signal of high value. Subscribe to Stoic Power and learn to become the lighthouse. Lesson 6. How boundaries signal high value. Imagine a beautiful, sacred garden. Its flowers are vibrant, its trees are healthy, and it is a place of peace and order. This garden is protected by a strong, high wall. The wall is not there to be hostile or to imprison the beauty within. The wall exists to protect the garden from the chaos of the outside world, from wild animals, from vandals, from anything that would harm what is precious inside. A man's time, energy, and self-respect are his sacred garden. His boundaries are the wall. Many men operate without this wall, living in a state of inner conflict. They want to be seen as nice and easygoing, so they allow their boundaries to be constantly violated. They say yes when they mean no. They let their time be wasted, and they tolerate disrespect, all in the hope of being liked. The problem is that a man without boundaries is a man without self-respect. And a man who does not respect himself will never be respected by a high-value woman. A lack of boundaries signals that your time is not valuable, your purpose is not important, and you are not the fierce protector of your own inner world. It is a massive flashing sign of low value. The transformative solution is the Stoic habit of building and maintaining strong, clear boundaries. It is the understanding that your boundaries are not a wall to keep people out, but a declaration of the high value of what you are protecting within. The core idea is that boundaries are the ultimate form of self-respect made visible. They are the silent, powerful communication of your standards. When you calmly enforce a boundary, you are not being difficult. You are teaching people how to treat you. You are demonstrating that you are a man of purpose who will not allow his mission to be derailed by disrespect or distraction. This is an incredibly attractive quality. It signals strength, stability, and high self-worth. To build your sacred wall, you must be a disciplined architect. The first actionable step is to clearly define your non-negotiables. What will you not tolerate in terms of how your time is treated, how you are spoken to, and the level of effort you expect from others? Write them down. The second step is to communicate your boundaries early and calmly. Often, this is done not with words, but with actions. By not responding to late-night texts or by ending a date that is going poorly, you are communicating your standard. The third step is to be willing to walk away. The ultimate strength of a boundary is your willingness to lose the person rather than lose your self-respect. The benefits of this habit are a massive increase in your own self-esteem and the respect you receive from others, especially women. You will filter out people who are not willing to meet your standards, leaving room for those who are. You will create the protected space needed to grow your own sacred garden. Your call to action is to identify one boundary that you have been letting slide. For the next week, your sole mission is to calmly and consistently enforce that one boundary, no matter how uncomfortable it feels at first. This is your first stone in the wall. All of these habits, valuing your time, using strategic absence, controlling your emotions, becoming the lighthouse, and setting boundaries, are steps on a single journey. It is the journey away from a state of weakness and toward a state of immense strength. It is the journey from neediness to stoic power. We will now explore this final transformation. Please like this video and subscribe as we conclude our path to high-value living. Lesson 7. From neediness to stoic power. Consider a mighty oak tree standing alone in a field. It does not bend to every passing wind. It does not beg the sky for rain or the sun for light. It draws its sustenance from its own deep roots, and its strength comes from its own solid, resilient trunk. Its power is not in what it gets from the world, but in what it is. This oak tree is the embodiment of stoic power. For years, perhaps, you have lived like a small sapling, your happiness dependent on the validation of others, your emotional state buffeted by their whims, your roots shallow. This is the state of neediness, a place of constant inner conflict between your desire for connection and the deep-seated fear of loss. This state of neediness is the ultimate problem because it is the source of all the low-value behaviors we have discussed. Overavailability, a lack of boundaries, emotional volatility. These are all just symptoms of the core disease of neediness. It is the belief that you need something from another person, their approval, their attention, their presence, to be complete. It is the most unattractive and powerless state a man can be in. The transformative solution is the final and most important habit, the complete embodiment of stoic power. This is not just a trick or a tactic. It is a fundamental transformation of your entire being, from a man who needs to a man who is. The core idea is a synthesis of all our lessons. Stoic power is the quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing that everything you truly need for a good life, your virtue, your character, your reason, is already within you. It is the creation of your own inner citadel, a fortress of the mind so strong that your happiness is no longer dependent on the unpredictable events of the outside world. A man with stoic power enters a relationship not to get something, but because he has something to give. He is the oak tree, offering shade and strength, not the needy vine, clinging for support. To achieve this final transformation, you must dedicate yourself to the Stoic path. The first actionable step is to make your purpose your highest value. Your mission in life must come first, always. The second step is to practice voluntary hardship. Regularly and deliberately choose discomfort. Take the cold shower, have the difficult conversation, to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your comfort. The third step is to live by a code. Base your actions on your own internal principles of virtue, not on the pursuit of external validation. The benefits of this final transformation are total freedom and authentic power. You will no longer fear rejection or loss, because you know that nothing essential can be taken from you. You will move through the world with a calm, gravitational presence that naturally attracts respect and desire. You will have transitioned from a life of neediness to a life of unshakable stoic power. Your final call to action is to make a commitment. Look at all the lessons we have discussed and choose the one that represents your greatest weakness. For the next 30 days, make mastering that one habit your primary focus. This is how you begin to build your oak tree. This is the journey from being the sapling to becoming the great oak. It is the path to becoming a man of true, unshakable, high value, a man who lives with stoic power. To stop being too available is not about playing games. It is about building a life of such profound purpose that your time becomes genuinely scarce and valuable. By mastering your emotions, setting boundaries, and grounding yourself in stoic power, you transform from the chaser into the lighthouse. Thank you for taking the time to walk this path of self-mastery with us. If you found value in this guide, please like, comment with your commitment, and subscribe to the Stoic Power channel for more wisdom on becoming an unshakable man.